All right, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, wow. I can't even talk. Fred, you do it. I can't fucking talk. Fred, there you go.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Keyboard Warriors. Our esteemed host, Mr. Eddie Law, has caught a flu bug in his throat, so he cannot do this job tonight. He sounds like Batman. Um, welcome. What episode is this, Eddie? What are we on?
79.
79, pushing 80. All right. Thank everybody for joining us. We have a special guest tonight, and she is giving, I think she's doing a giveaway. Jesus, where you at, baby? You got a little bit of Wi-Fi over there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
We were getting all the people from the comments from last week on the show, and Brenda kindly is going to sign some gloves and send them their way to a certain winner that she has the winner already. But I think if you want to talk about the event, it didn't go our friend Brenda's way. But Brenda, talk a little bit about your fight. From your perspective, I know it was a last minute fight. So, how did you prepare and how did it go besides the loss?
Yeah, so you guys know I lost the 3 rounds. I went all 3 rounds, I lost them. I took a short notice fight. I was on vacations when they called me about this fight. And so we took the fight, and it was not about the training, it was just more about the weight cut. It went really rough on my body. Like, I actually takes, I would say, like a month to drop to 105, 106. So I did it in 2 weeks. So by the time I was gonna fight, I'll never make excuses. And I was saying that girl was Vanessa was better than me, and she have a great judo fireman throw that she did all day for the 3 rounds. And but I feel really weak. Like, I was feeling really. I feel like the weight cut really got into me. So I kind of feel a lot. Like, after the first round, I was tired already. I told my coach I'm feeling really tired. I can even feel my arms right now. And I think that was the what it really was the big factor on my fighting. I got really tired, and the cut weight was really fast. I'm not used to cut weight from 123 to 106 in 2 weeks. It was really rough.
Now, not to cut
Yeah,
to cut that weight, did you, was it just like what they called you and you immediately started working?
Yeah, I was actually in Spain. I went there for a week, and I was eating all this good food over there, and I wasn't on no diet over there. So when they told me, I'm like having the eating all this great food, and I'm like, I don't know if I can make that weight. It's too soon.
Mhm.
But training, I was training over there too. I feel like physical already, but like yeah, I was just worried about the weight. So we took it, but I just got like I got back on Sunday, and Monday I started like kind of cutting all the carbs and everything. Like, my training, my coach, he gave me a really good diet.
Mm.
So I started eating like really small portions of food, like no carbs at all. And it was really hard. Like,
Yeah.
the last 2 days when I did drop the other pounds, I was like, you guys can see me when I was weighing in. I don't even know where I was. Like, I
Yeah.
stand up on that way and I tried to flex, and I was out of it. I looked like I was on drugs. But it was
but
pretty. Yes.
but the important thing is that you made weight. I mean, the main event. If you guys didn't know, what is it? Kyra Batara, she missed weight, and she was,
Again.
the event again, missed weight. You know, somebody that had all the preparation in the world didn't make weight, and Brenda here, on 2 weeks' notice, made the weight like a champ.
Thank
Honestly,
you.
your fight was pretty exciting. Um, I was gonna ask you in the first round. I think towards the middle of the round, Rico took you down, and then she was doing some pretty good ground and pound on you. It seemed like after I think it was like an elbow she hit you with. I mean, after that, it seemed like that zapped your energy. Do you think it was because of the weight cut? That like after that, the fight kind of went the way it did, where like it was more like she was able to take you down easier and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I think after the first round, all my energy just went went down. You know, I was like out of energy after the first round. I felt it that when she took me down, because I actually always wrestling with guys, and I feel stronger when I'm doing wrestling everything at my gym. But that day I was just really tired even before the fight. My legs were hurting really bad. I told my coach I was getting up the stairs and I'm like I feel like my legs really heavy, like really tired. But I'm like, well, we're here, so let's just get over. Like, let's finish this fight and let's see what happens, you know. And Vanessa, she's really strong girl, and she have a great judo takedowns. You know, I would not take anything away from her, and I would not make excuses why I lost. It wasn't my night; it was her. So my head out for her, and next time I will for sure not take 2 weeks notice fights, and I would take me more time to lose weight. That's for sure.
All right. So as far as the fight itself, like what was it besides don't take a fight with 2 weeks notice or whatever, and besides that, what was the biggest lesson you learned out of this whole thing?
What was a big lesson? So I think just it had to take more time to lose weight. You know, that's the big lesson I took. Like, because it kind of trains your body not to lose weight like that. You have to be more prepared to lose weight, take more time. And I think that's a big lesson, to be honest, for me not to do it again, to lose weight that fast in 2 weeks. I never lost so much weight in 2 weeks ever in my life. So that's my big lesson, not to do that again.
Yeah, I mean, at least now you know you can do it if you have to. So I mean, just hopefully you don't have to.
Hopefully, I do it because we are professionals, you know. It's fighting, and who knows when they have to call me back again. But I prefer more time next time for me. So
yeah. So you're looking
the
at
weight cutting.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm just the weight cutting issue is always such an interesting thing, though, right? Because it's such a fine line that you ride. Some cats seem like they can cut a lot of weight and get that big weight advantage, and it works for them. But then you got cats like Frankie Edgar that cut nothing, and it works for him to have that extra gas. It's almost like every individual fighter has to find their line on whether they can cut a little extra and gain that weight advantage, or whether they should just let it ride and keep their endurance and shit. Like, I think weight cuts are very, very different for each person. It seems like some people can get away with cutting 15, 20 pounds and it doesn't seem to affect them. And then other people, it fucking just saps all their energy.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, and I was gonna say, moving, kind of touched on the fights this weekend. I'm pretty sure the weight cut was a big factor for a lot of the fighters. I mean, you know, we were talking about before, right, Eddie, when I saw you on Saturday. You know, that weight cut for Jose Aldo. You know, that first time that he tried to hit that scale, and he was so like mentally defeated because he missed weight the first time. You know, that definitely had to be a factor for him. You know, going into that fight, you know, basically losing the first fight, which is the scale, right? So, I mean, like Fred said, I mean, it's such an interesting thing how some guys can just kind of bounce back and be fine, and then other guys just can't do it. Well, like a la Johnny Hendricks, you know?
Yeah, Johnny always loses that fight, though. All right. And I get it, people. I look like Johnny Hendricks. I fucking get it. Let it go. Let it go. I made weight this weekend. I don't want to hear it. Anyway, so several times made weight. Okay, several times, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not even a professional. I'm a white belt. Anyway, I'm just fucking with y'all. All right, so Jesse, go ahead and go with the giveaway.
Oh yeah. So Eddie did the drawing, and Brenda has the winner. So if you want to go ahead and announce the winner, Brenda.
Yeah, give me a second. I have it here. Yeah, sorry, I just went to.
It's all good. Jesse, they're looking for you.
I know, that's why I had to kind of go away for a second there.
It's a wonder that we ain't got signed with this podcast yet. Why, with the sirens fucking glaring in the background and all.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's I got the name now.
All right, cool.
It's Raider Jap. I hope I pronounced it well.
No, that's right. That's right. You know what's funny? All right, congratulations to Raider. I think I've seen her in the comments yet, but she'll be here later, I'm sure. But the funny thing about her name, it's like was it? It's Raider Jap stands for Jewish American Princess. Remember?
Yeah, you know what's funny about that is every time I see her name on Twitter, I'm like, should I say Jap? Is it MMA Jap? Like, I'm pretty sure that's a fucking racial slur word. And she's not Asian, so I'm pretty sure that's not the connotation, but what it says.
So they got to be. So yeah. So congratulations. I'll contact her and get her address and send it over to you. So
please.
Really appreciate that. By the way, really appreciate that from you. That's huge, especially because gloves are a personal thing. So, you put someone's face with them. So.
I'm glad that you guys invite me to do this. I'm really appreciate for you guys letting me be doing all this with you guys.
And so real quick, did you watch the fights on Saturday, the UFC fights?
Yeah, I did.
What was your favorite fight of that night?
It was I like Jose Aldo. I like the fight a lot. But I really I'm really bad with the names. The guy who got knocked out, like the big guy.
Francis Ngannou. Can we just talk about him for a moment? Holy shit!
Almost ripped his head off. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, no.
I really enjoyed that one.
It took minutes for people to take that video and having Ngannou, do an uppercut, and then the video changed to Overeem flying through the universe, in space. It was great.
Yo, the internet is so trash, man, for that. Immediately Overeem was a meme and shit. For the rest of his days, he's not going to live that shit down.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, forever. And his chin is done. That dude's chin is done.
Hold on. Okay, so let's go back to the main event right quick before we get off of that. So Max Holloway loses for a second, Max Holloway now defends the belt against Jose. Jose loses for a second time to Max. I hear a lot of people saying that they want to see Jose move up now to 155 because it's he's not going to get the shot at 45, so he might as well move up to 55. I don't know if I'm on an island here, but did Max look a lot bigger than Jose? I feel like the reach was a problem for him with Max at 45. I don't know if moving up to 55 is going to do Jose any favors. I know the weight cut's tough on him, but those dudes at 55 are fucking huge.
I mean, what's he going to do? Move down? I mean, and if he sticks around,
stay at 45.
He's a gatekeeper at that point.
Ew, gatekeeper.
No, I'm serious.
Fights to Max Holloway. I'm serious. He's not a fucking gatekeeper. Get the fuck out of here.
Well, so you give him another title shot?
No. But I mean, lest we not relegate him to fucking gatekeeper immediately. I mean, I would say he deserves I don't know, fucking somebody. He deserves another top tier opponent. Not a title shot, but not a gatekeeper either.
How about this? I agree with Fred that he shouldn't move up because, I mean, yeah, it's hard for him to make the weight, but at 55, we're not guaranteed that he's going to look much better than he now. Because right now at 145, he's really fast, he's really strong, and he proved that his chin is still pretty good. I mean, he took some big shots from Max and didn't go down. Although my friend here, Eddie, was screaming at the top of his lungs that he's probably going to pop or something as we were watching said fight because he was taking those shots and, kind of breezing right through them. But I think he's kind of found that balance of, killing himself the day before and being almost at his full potential the next day. And I think what we're going to be looking at is what Max's next fight is going to be. And if he's able to defend the title, because if someone's able to, dethrone him, like a Frankie Edgar, Jose Aldo is going to be right in the gym the next day saying, I'm ready for a title shot against Frankie Edgar because he's got his number down, So I agree with Fred. I don't think we should move Jose Aldo up to 155 and watch him get, just brutally beaten by bigger guys. I think 145 is a pretty nice spot for him.
Yeah, Brenda, with Jose Aldo, did it bother you that after the leg kicks for him were pretty effective early in the fight, he stopped doing them? Did that bother you at all? Because I thought he should have just kept using that.
Yeah. I was watching with a group of friends, and we all thought she should just keep doing what he does. His kick clicks are really good, and I don't know why he stopped. I feel he got out. That's why I think he just went crazy in the last moment, because I think he was already tired. But yeah, we were when we were seeing back, he was going back with the kick legs. We were really, really excited because that's what he does. That's his thing, and I don't know why he just went back and stopped doing it. So we were like, kind of, don't stop, keep doing it.
I have watched Luke Thomas's shit earlier today, and dude was saying that Max Holloway in this fight was moving towards Jose's power leg, so he wasn't really giving him the distance to lay into him.
Makes sense.
You feel what I'm saying? So he was like crowding. He was coming right at that. So instead of moving to the left and giving Jose the distance to wind up and attack him, he was going right at him and kind of crowding him with his right hand and that right leg, which does make sense. It doesn't give him the time to kind of wind up and put that stank on the shots. And if you look at the fight, that is what he was doing. Max was very much coming right at him and just not giving him the space he needed to really generate that kind of force he needed to get a good shot off.
That's a good point. It's like stuffing punches, right? You click close enough, you eliminate power.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
Exactly.
You know what? That makes a lot of sense. But what up?
You know what's great about that? His breakdown of that fight. If you watch his, I think it was a Monday Morning Analysis.
Yeah.
And the one right after the fight, both of them, like the way he analyzes Max Holloway's movement, because he went back and watched the first fight, and he said that he was moving opposite to the way he moved this time. So Max Holloway actually fought Jose Aldo 2 different ways and was able to finish the fight basically the same way. And it's really interesting when you hear Luke Thomas talk about it, because he really, went into depth about, his movement and everything, and how he basically it just has like a really, really good base, and then he builds off of that to beat whoever he's facing against. So if you get a chance, Ed, go back and listen to that Luke Thomas episode, and it's really, really a really good breakdown of that fight, and everything that Max Holloway did that was so good in that fight.
No, and off the YouTube comments, Darkest Fangs, my buddy says Eddie sounds like Ngannou punched him in the throat. It's possible we all got punched in the throat that night. All right,
bro,
it just sucks.
If Ngannou punched you in the throat, you would be dead.
Yeah, it'd be over. Okay, speaking of that, just real quick, earlier today, the rumor was out that Stipe versus Ngannou is going to be main event for UFC 220. That was from MMA Junkie. They reported it first. Now, MMA Fighting is saying that Ariel Helwani was told that it's done. It'll be your main event for UFC 220. Start with Fred here. Stipe versus Ngannou. I know he's an Ohio boy, but looks like your man's in trouble.
Listen, yeah, and okay. MMA is, I say this all the time, but MMA is very much a what have you done for me lately sport, right? What has Ngannou done for us lately? He just fucking decapitated the Reem. Okay, so that's all very fresh in our minds. What has Stipe done for us lately? Nothing. It's been a while since he fought. What was it? Was the last fight the knockout against Overeem?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, so there you go. Ngannou just did that, but more impressively. So leading into the fight, even though Stipe is the champ, it's going to be really easy for people to favor Ngannou. And don't get me wrong, he may very well be the deserved favorite in this fight. The only thing I can say about Ngannou, as far as like a negative goes, is we don't know a whole lot about him. It's for me, it's ironic that the other fight on this card is DC versus Volkan Ozdemir, because Ozdemir kind of reminds me a lot of Ngannou, in that they just knock people the fuck out. Now, that's a good thing, but also it doesn't give us a whole lot of information about their game. What is Volkan Ozdemir going to do if DC takes him down and rides him and saps him of his energy? We don't know. And the same thing for Ngannou. He's a beast, but what if old fucking Stipe comes in and pulls a fast one and gets a takedown and gets on top of him and sucks the energy out of those big-ass muscles? Does Ngannou come out in the second round with the same stank on his punches? We don't know. Listen, if you had my baby holding that fucking baby over a cliff and said, pick somebody, as much as I like Stipe, I'm probably rolling with Ngannou, because he just has that fight-ending power that at heavyweight is hard to bet against. But Stipe's the champ for a reason, man. And I wouldn't go too fucking crazy with Ngannou just yet. He's not really battle-tested.
Anyone know if Ngannou's been dropped before?
He hasn't been dropped, but he's been taken down. I think his last fight If you could look up his record, either his last fight or the fight before, the guy he fought actually took him down, and he was able to, work from the bottom and get back up. But I agree with Fred. I mean, we haven't seen him actually, in someone take him down and ground and pound him and really put the hurt on him. Put the squeeze on him. Really, test his jiu-jitsu, test his heart, and just smothering him, because that's what Stipe is good at, right? He smothers you, he pushes you up against the cage, really does the clinch work, really does the dirty boxing. He does all that pretty well, and he's a heavy hitter too. And all those factors, really, there's something that we have to kind of answer. Ngannou can hit hard, but he hits you hard. Then where does that leave the rest of his game? Is his, Muay Thai good? Is his jiu-jitsu on point? Is his wrestling on point? We don't know. The only thing we do know is that he's at the UFC training center and he's getting the best possible training, available to him. So maybe he'll be ready. I think if I'm Stipe, I say book it for as soon as possible and try to see if you can beat him now, instead of, giving him a few months to get better and really analyze your game, and then, he beats you because you gave him the time to get ready for you.
All right, so just I guess to end, finish this part of the conversation, Fred, Ngannou is the future heavyweight champion, yes or no?
Damn, man, I feel like such a traitor saying this, but yeah, I think he probably ends up getting the job done against Stipe.
What about you, Brenda? You believe that?
Well, I really don't want to give my opinion.
No, it's okay.
Yeah, let's see what happens.
Yeah, Jesse, who are you picking?
It's tough, man. But yeah, I agree with Fred. I think 15 or 25 minutes, 25 minutes in there with Ngannou. It's a lot of time for him to land one of those big punches.
I'm going with Stipe. Stipe sneaks one in there and drops old Francis Ngannou. Derails a hype train. I'm calling it now. I'm probably gonna be wrong. I'm not gonna lie, but still, I'm gonna take my shot. Stipe's gonna win it. All right, I'm gonna represent Ohio for one night. That's it. Yeah. All right. So, wow, I can't even talk. So, we'll see that. What was the co-main? Yeah, that was a co-main event. Eddie Alvarez, Justin Gaethje this last weekend was crazy. That was crazy. Fred, did it live up to the hype?
Yeah, so that's the big question, right? Like, this fight had so much fucking hype leading up to it. It was an amazing fight, and people were still kind of like asking, did it live up to the hype? Fuck yeah, it lived up to the hype. I mean, what do you expect from them to come in with fucking blades and pistols? I mean, it was a goddamn dogfight, and it ended with a beautiful knockout. What more could you possibly want? Eddie Alvarez won the fight, and he literally looked like fucking Rocky afterwards. Done. It's fantastic fight. It lived up for all of me. It lived up to the expectations and more, man. It was a great fight.
Look, man, it was weird for me just for the fact that, like, we had just got to. I mean, me and Jesse got the Buffalo Wild Wings to watch, and we got to just in time to watch that fight. Right? They were going back and forth, but Eddie Alvarez's face, Brenda, you saw that his face is just like huge.
Big bump in her, yeah.
But
it was a really good fight. Like I said, like, I thought he was gonna do takedowns and all that stuff, and he just went boxing all the time. Like, I really love it when they go like that. It was really, really good.
No, for sure. And Jesse, that's like the fan that goes, just stand and bang, bro. That was the fight they wanted, and they got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, even though we were at the quietest Buffalo Wild Wings possible,
yeah, that was weird.
It's a really, really exciting fight. I think fight fans really got what their money's worth, and man, I think Fred's right. This sport is such a what have you done for me lately that I think we all wrote off, Eddie Alvarez by what had happened to him recently. Getting knocked out by Conor McGregor, and then after that controversial Dustin Poirier fight. We kind of all forgot that. That's the type of fight that, Eddie Alvarez dominates. He gets in there, and if it's a dog fight, he's the better dog pretty much every single time. I mean, the Chandler fights, all the fights he had in Bellator, that's what they look like. When he was at his best, that's what they all look like. And he came out every single time on top. So for me especially, I thought, Gaethje was a better version, the new 2.0 model of that Alvarez. And obviously he's not, man. He just crumpled under that, overwhelming attack that Alvarez had. And it was a smart attack. It wasn't just a straight just brawl fight. You could tell he was picking his shots and he was really making every single shot that he was throwing count. Even though, he wore a lot of damage, he still was landing the better shots, the cleaner shots, and eventually, all that body work he put into it, just won him that fight with that epic knee,
Yeah, no, it's the knee finishing the fight off was pretty nasty. But all right, so Gaethje's no longer undefeated, and Eddie Alvarez is all of a sudden looking like a contender again at 155, right? Fred, what do you do? What do you do with Gaethje first of all?
I mean, shit, man, this is his first loss. He's still an action fighter. There's a ton of shit you can do with Gaethje. You know what I'm saying? Real talk, if Barboza loses to Khabib, I would be down for Barboza versus Gaethje. That would be fun as fuck. And I don't know, Jesse, you was breaking out a lot. I don't know whether you mentioned it or not, but I think Eddie Alvarez deserves a shout out for his game plan. He went to the body a lot against Gaethje, and I think that paid off a lot. Gaethje's got one of those faces that you can just beat the fuck out of and he don't really drop. And I think that Eddie Alvarez knew that. Certain guys can just take a beating in the face. Matt Brown's one of those characters. You can just keep hitting that dude in the face and it does not really hurt him. If you give him a real good shot in the gut, though, he fucking crumbles. So, good fucking game plan from Eddie Alvarez.
No, yeah, you're right. And Brenda, how did you see that fight, and what do you think moving forward for Justin Gaethje? Do you agree that he should, to me, I think maybe a Kevin Lee fight, even because Kevin Lee just fought for a title, and I think he's still in that contender area. But what do you think should be the next step for Justin Gaethje?
Well, Hughes was really, really tough for Eddie, so I think he deserves someone that's good too, because it's just a loss, so I think he goes with whoever they put him, he will do great. So I really don't know who they put him next with. So, but I guess there's a lot of good people at 155. So no names come to my mind yet. So I don't know what you guys think.
What do you think about that? Maybe a Kevin Lee. I do like the Barboza fight. Either one of those. Which one would you prefer to see, though?
Doesn't matter, to be honest. I really don't know, to be honest.
Fred?
What? Who should Gaethje fight at 55?
Yeah. Do you like, which matchup do you like better, the Kevin Lee fight or the Barboza fight?
Either or. I mean, Barboza's got Khabib, so we'll see. He could fuck around and beat Khabib, and that's all moot. So, I mean, we'll see what happens with that. Listen, Gaethje's all action, Jack. As long as they don't put him in there with somebody that tries to fucking wet blanket him, it'll be exciting and it'll be fun. So, it's his first loss. Ain't nothing to worry about with Justin Gaethje. We're golden. He'll be all good. Right.
Moving on to the first fight of the night? That was the Tisha Torres and Michelle Waterson fight, correct? I think that's what the order went, right?
Yeah, I didn't get to see that fight. I didn't see how they went. They say Tisha Torres did really good, but I didn't get to see that fight. When we get to the bar, that fight was in there.
Yeah, Fred, for me and as well, we ended up showing up right at the end of that fight. So, Fred, fill us in on how that was for you.
Wait, which fight?
The Tisha Torres.
That's a heartbreak. My heart was broken. I'm a huge Waterson fan.
Yeah, I was too, man. I actually liked Michelle Waterson going into this fight too. Yeah. And you know what? She looked good in the fight, but Tisha Torres just looked better. Tisha Torres was on her shit, man. She looked great. Her hands were fast. Obviously, she's a better grappler. Maybe not better grappler, but a better offensive wrestler, or just a better wrestler in general than the Karate Hottie. But her hands were on point too, man. Tisha Torres looked really fucking good in this fight. I gotta say, and I did not pick her going into the fight, so I'm eating a little crow by saying that. But she was a beast, man. Usually I'd be hating on Tisha Torres too and be calling her the brisk gust of wind, since she's known as the tiny tornado. But listen, she was the fucking tiny tornado that night, Jack. She looked good.
Look, I don't know, with Watterson against any wrestler, Watterson's an original, like she's an atom weight. She's an atom weight. That's what she. I mean, she shouldn't be. I mean, not that she shouldn't be fighting at straw, but there's no atom weight division in the UFC, so she has to fight a straw weight. But so she's gonna be undersized in most of her fights anyway. But from the highlights that I saw, yeah, Tisha Torres looked really, really strong. So it's I don't know. That was a sad one for me, man. All I heard was the result, and I watched the highlights, and that was sad. And where were you at there, Jesse?
No, we were just finishing off the main card, but anything that stood out for you guys on the paper on the event the entire night? I mean, I know everybody was talking about
Yancy Medeiros is for real. Don't even play. That was a war. I watched the replay today. God damn, dude. How many times can you get dropped in a fight and still win? I mean, for real. Fred, you watched the fight?
Yeah, that was an amazing fight. I almost feel bad for Gaethje and them because of the Yancy Medeiros fight. Who was it? Yancy Medeiros and
Oliveira, Charles Oliveira?
The Brazilian Cowboy. Yeah, that fucking fight was very well might have been fight of the year. Very well might have been fight of the year.
Yeah.
You guys, sorry to interrupt.
It's okay.
I'll have to let you go because I got to work tonight. So.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much for joining us, though. Really appreciate it, and thank you so much for the gloves. I'll be sending you that the information for my winner.
Yeah, please, and thank you for having me again. Like I gotta go work.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me on your show, and thank you for everything. And send me the address so I can send the gloves.
Oh, for sure, we'll do. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
Bye.
Night.
Enjoy.
All right. Yeah, so well, my guy can't talk for shit. So I saw the replay today against the Medeiros. Dude, when they were just going back and forth, dropping each other over and over again. But Yancy at the very end, I mean, it's something about those Hawaii boys, man. Those guys just have, like, right now they're just on the come up. I mean, I don't want to compare him to BJ Penn, but there's like a new era Hawaiian fighter, right? It's kind of it's actually really cool to watch. And of course, you know, excuse me, Max Holloway at the end of the event going, UFC Hawaii, you know what? Why are we waiting for it? You know what I mean? It's a logistics things, obviously, but
well, yeah, because the taxes, Max. That's why we waiting for it.
Taxes. It's on an island, getting people to go over there, all that stuff. But I think it'll happen at some point. I don't know about soon, but I think it'll happen at some point.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, shit. You got University of Hawaii's over there. You got a venue. You got people that are willing to travel. So, all right. What's up?
No, and plus now you have a champ, you know, that's not named BJ Penn, and you know, two very exciting fighters that, you know, you could definitely, you know, have marquee fights, the main and co-main. I mean, that pay-per-view sells itself, right?
No, for sure. Sorry, I'm catching up on the YouTube here. What the fuck? Oh, here's something we could talk about. Oh, wait, real quick. On 218, anything else you guys wanted to go over?
Not really. I mean, because we can sit around and waste a bunch of time on that. There was a bunch of good performances. Paul Felder was a beast.
He killed.
I can't even think. I mean, the whole card was pretty fucking dynamite, honestly.
Real quick. A lot of people, I heard people talking shit about the card, and I was like, yeah, right. This is one of the best cards of the year. Easily one of the best ones.
Are you talking about that one article in that, what was it, the Detroit?
Oh, no. I don't even want to talk about this motherfucker. That guy is a clickbait artist. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about that. I know you guys watching the show. You guys know exactly who I'm talking about. This guy, I looked him up. I did a little bit of research. That's what he does. In fact, he writes about the Detroit Lions. He just shits on them no matter what they do. They do well, he shits on them hard. They do bad, he shits on them harder. I mean, it's like that guy he's just a clickbait piece of shit. Fuck that guy. Okay, 100%. Fuck that guy. Carlos, whatever the fuck your name is, go fuck yourself. right? Straight up dumb shit. You don't even know the sport, bitch. All right. Well, I never really do that shit when I start calling people bitches and shit. But here's a good comment here from excuse me, a comment here from my boy Fangs. He says, What's this clickbait report I'm seeing that GSP doesn't think he'll defend the belt and Woodley will vacate his belt to fight GSP? So, Fred, we were talking about this before. GSP's not staying at 185, right?
Who the fuck knows? I don't fucking know. What, like I said, what GSP's butthole's on fire or something now, apparently he can't defend the belt because his fucking colon or his intestinal tract shot because he gained too much weight to go up to 85. I'm fucking telling you right now, goddamn GSP's been cheating for years. BJ Penn was on to something. He says all of a sudden his asshole gave out just like old Brock Lesnar, huh? Fuck out.
Well, here's the thing though. Regardless of whether GSP stays or goes, the fact that Tyron Woodley is saying that he would vacate his title to move up to fight GSP, man, that's a lot about Tyron Woodley's title run. I mean, a guy that is dominating his division, quote unquote, right? He's defending against the top competitors, and yet he's willing to vacate a title to move up in weight. Like, is that just the worst possible thing you could hear from your champion?
It sounds like desperation.
You know what Tyron Woodley needs to do? A lot more of what he did to Robbie Lawler and shut the F up. Yeah. Who the fuck is asking you to move up and wait, Tyron? I mean, baby, if we was clamoring for it, we are the fans. We speak for these people. Nobody gives a rat's ass about you fighting at 170, let alone 185. No. What the fuck makes you think we want to see you go up to 185? All due respect.
No, we barely want to see him at 170, man.
Yeah, I mean, literally, bro. Fucking put a couple people on ice at 170 first before you start talking about vacating that belt and moving up to 85.
I'll tell you
it's
what,
quite presumptuous of Tyron. Who the fuck do you think you are?
And I'll tell you what, and I was against it. Yeah, right. I was against it to begin with, but I'm okay with seeing Covington in there against Woodley now. Not because I think Covington can win, but because if there's going to be anybody that pisses Woodley off enough to try and get a knockout of some sort, it's that guy. Bro, have you seen that shit?
Is it just me, or would Colby Covington versus Tyron Woodley be the saddest welterweight title fight?
Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Absolutely.
I mean,
but
has the welterweight division not just hit a skid at that point when you got Colby fucking Cheese Covington fighting for the belt, telling his stupid jokes about Brazil, and then our fucking champion, Tyron Woodley, is fucking boring as shit most of the time.
Now he is. Remember, he used to be a freight train, though. That dude used to, he fucking set Robbie Lawler into the grave just to fucking ride down. So he used to be exciting. He's just now he just fights to not lose, and that's the sad part. But maybe Covington will piss him off, huh?
He caught that championship belt, and that's almost like a change of strategy, excitement killer for a lot of these fighters that are like that, except for Robbie Lawler. Somehow Robbie Lawler never caught that disease, and he was willing to make it exciting. But okay, then Fred, name me another 170er besides Colby Covington that's deserving of a title shot.
Deserving? Robbie Lawler
on a win streak.
Oh,
or
shit,
anything.
Never mind. Robbie Lawler never got his rematch. Okay, fuck that. I don't know. Look, everyone tried to get the Diaz fight, but they weren't going to pay that guy enough. Okay, I think that's what he wanted. And honestly, he's not a welterweight.
Who gives a fuck who deserves anything?
Exactly, but he's a lightweight anyway. But as far as at this point, you're right. The UFC making all these money fights and GSP moving up to fucking 185 and also the shit, it's fucked it up. It's fucked up the order of the natural order of things to where now you have to make these weird matchups that don't make any sense, right? That's kind of what you got left. So Covington's probably the guy. It's weird.
I guess. I tell you what, if I was fucking Joe Silva or whoever the fuck they got making the matches over there, Colby Covington would be taking the long way, Jack.
Oh, for 100%.
He'd be taking the Damian Maya route. I'm sorry. I know he runs his mouth a little bit, and I like to get fired up and talk about, wanting to see him get his ass whipped. But if we're being like 100% honest, I don't want to see Colby Covington fight for the belt. I don't give a fuck what he did to Damian Maia. I just don't got that vibe yet. Let him do that to Robbie Lawler.
Yeah, good luck.
Let him do that to Carlos Condit. You know what I'm saying? Let him do that to somebody. I'm sorry. I love Damian. I love Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but Damian's passive. Damian looks like the type of guy that really don't want to beat you up, but he will if he's got to. Colby's a fucking jockey cunt. Let him do that to Robbie Lawler. Let him find a tough guy at 170 to do that too. And then I'll shut the fuck up. But for now, fuck a Colby Covington. He might deserve it, but goddamn it, it ain't gonna sell no pay-per-views.
I'll tell you what. What if, let's say GSP says, yeah, fuck 185, I'm gonna drop his belt. Because we're about to get, reportedly, we're about to get Robert Whittaker and Luke Rockhold, which in itself sounds like a crazy fight. But that could be for the outright belt, right? If GSP drops the one he has, and then GSP moves down to 170, would you want to see GSP Woodley? Anybody?
I like the silence, but you know what? That wouldn't be a bad fight. But here's a curveball in all this. What if we get Kelvin Gastelum the permission slip to cut down again to 170? Get him a good nutritionist, and keep the tortillas and burritos away. And he makes down 170 and a title shot.
I'll tell you how that happens. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, how would that hit your? Besides, because either get Kelvin Gastelum to cut down and get a title shot, or you could have GSP Tyron Woodley, and then you could have Kelvin Gastelum be the #1 contender against Colby Covington. Out of that fight, gets the next shot.
That's a good point. Now, in order to get Kelvin to get that bad down in weight, you got to get him away from the West Coast. You got to send him to an East Coast, like city gym, where they don't have good Mexican food and they don't have good, like the shit that he eats all the time. And then he has cut weight. But on the comments here, there's a lot talking about Nate and Nick, and I mean we talk about that all the time. But here's a good point. Dan from Oregon says make people excited to watch the UFC. Before the network negotiations go south for the UFC. Now we're in the middle of network negotiations. This deal we're in now, they're in now with Fox ends next year. Okay, so they're talking with ESPN, they're talking with Fox, they're talking with a bunch of networks. They need something exciting.
Yo, did y'all hear the news that Disney is buying Fox?
Fox, yeah, they're getting everything but Fox News and Fox Sports, I think.
Which is very interesting, man. I mean, I don't know how that will affect the UFC moving forward, or how that could affect their deal and getting out or whatever. But I mean, that's an interesting fucking angle to this whole thing with the UFC too, man.
It depends. Everything Disney touches has to be non-violent, non-controversial, non-anything. Has to be cookie cutter, right? So would
traditionally
exactly. What's up?
No, but did you also see how the math works out? The reason that they're asking for so much money, I think they're asking for an additional $36 million on top of their previous deal, is because Dana White broke it down. I think it was Dana White, where he said that let's say the amount of pay-per-views that they have to take off is 6 or something, right? To add to a Fox or whatever, ESPN, whatever show, and he's saying, okay, so say each of those pay-per-views does about 350,000 buys, which honestly that's a pretty conservative low number. And he's saying that those they clear about a couple million, 6 million or something like that, and he does the math, 36 million. So that's why they're asking for so much money, because they're actually willing to take off some pay-per-views and add those as free TV shows on whatever network they're going to be on. So I mean, if you have the numbers like that and it's laid out like that, I mean, that's actually a pretty decent deal. I mean, granted, getting 350,000 people to watch, whatever network they go on, as long as it's not some crazy network that nobody's ever heard of.
FS2.
Yeah, it actually might work out for whatever company picks them up. I mean, Disney, that's going to be a problem with Disney. Disney, I don't think is going to be in the MMA business.
And who knows? I mean, if it evolved, I get it, but I can't think of any way. But we'll see how that deal works out. Whether or not they have something, because believe me, it's come up for sure. Okay.
Oh yeah, for sure.
That being said, let's say they don't go with Fox. What are you gonna do? ESPN. ESPN's been notoriously awful at covering MMA. You know what I mean?
Things change.
Yeah, they need to. And then I mean, who else could you get in there? What other networks are out there that you want to get in?
I always like the HBO fit.
The HBO would be interesting.
That like I think HBO does really good fucking work on their shit. I mean, obviously it's different because it's a paid tier, so it wouldn't be quite like Fox or ESPN. But I think that could be interesting.
I mean, and I wonder if HBO's looking at that because I get a lot of subscribers over to HBO. What are you saying, Jesse?
No, and think about it. How many of us already have HBO? You know, a lot of us pretty much have HBO already. Right. I know not. Eddie, he's the cord.
I totally don't stream that shit ever. Like ever. I did not stream The Deuce on HBO at all.
But here's the thing, like, you know, that's just like a great service to be a part of. But also think about it this way: the production that they do with their, you know, their boxing and all that, and all the countdowns that they do for their boxing events. Imagine all that production going into UFC events, like UFC caliber events that are pay-per-view, quote unquote, but are now on HBO. I mean,
dude, fucking bet it. Dude, fucking bet it. Compared to what do they call it? It's 24/7. Is that what they call it?
And that's on Showtime, right?
Is that Showtime?
I think it is.
Oh fuck, whatever. HBO is. Jesse makes a great point.
Jesse makes a great point because HBO, if Showtime's doing it like that, HBO will do it even better. You know what? It's a really great point because what does the HBO? What does the UFC need right now? Stars.
Like a motherfucker.
And HBO could be a really good catalyst in doing that. Can you imagine what HBO could do with a 30-minute segment on fucking Francis Ngannou, where he's from, being homeless in Paris 5 years ago? I mean, getting some old footage. HBO would take that damn dude and make him a fucking star overnight.
Yeah, that'd be.
Good thing about HBO is they already have some really, really good sports reporters. That HBO, what is it, Real Sports and stuff like that.
Go ahead.
They already have some great sports content. I mean, just adding the UFC fits right in there. But the other thing that a lot of people were talking about is what if they go to like a streaming service, like a Netflix or a Hulu or something like that? Imagine that stuff. I mean,
look, I would pay. I mean, you could add maybe like 10 more.
Hold on, wait. Okay, hold on, wait. Fuck Netflix, fuck Hulu. Here's the question: how much would we pay if the UFC just went straight to Fight Pass like the WWE? If they went straight there, they said, fuck pay-per-view, you'll get everything. Fuck Fox, fuck pay-per-view. If you want to watch UFC fights, basically, if you want to watch MMA, you have got to subscribe to Fight Pass. How much would that be worth a month to us? What's Fight Pass now? $10 a month?
I bet there's like $10.99 or something like that. Let's put it at $10 even.
What would you pay a month for all of the UFC's content on Fight Pass, all the pay-per-views, all the fight, like everything on one channel?
Yeah,
like, what would that be worth a month to us?
So when I cut cable out, a lot of that money has been going to pay-per-views now, right? Because now I don't have to pay the cable bill. I could pay less and I can get just the pay-per-views. That's the only thing I really watch.
Right.
Dude, if you tell me it's like $25 a month to get fucking Fight Pass, something like that, I'd be down with that.
I was gonna say 30.
30, 25, 30, yeah.
30. Dude, I would go $29.99 a month for everything. That's cheaper than the pay-per-view that I'm paying for once a month now anyways.
And then imagine the numbers of people that would subscribe. And
if you got 1 million, that's 30 million.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy.
A month.
That's fucking crazy.
But think about it. Is that a feasible amount to pay? Because think about it. What people are trying to do is like cord cut, right? A lot of people are, using like or DirecTV Now or whatever, YouTube TV. I think if we're going for a streaming service, I think HBO is like $20 a month or $25 a month. I think if they're in that range for Fight Pass with all the content that all the pay-per-views and stuff, I think that's about right. Anything more than that, you can't charge more than HBO, man, because you're not giving the content that HBO does. You're not doing the production that they do. You don't have that, And I think you're just asking, you're just gouging people.
Well, possible, but it depends, right? It depends. It'd be interesting to see how many people would do it. I think a lot of people would.
It's definitely a different service. I mean, listen, make no mistake about it. Jesse's right. We live in our little MMA bubble. God damn it, there's a show that comes on HBO called Westworld.
Oh,
and that's not even Game of Thrones. Westworld is bigger than MMA.
Westworld's insane.
You know what I'm saying? Like Game of Thrones is a cultural icon. You can go to goddamn it Bangkok, China, in a remote village and show them a goddamn White Walker, and they know what the fuck it is. Like it is a different level of shit. But MMA is also at this point a legitimate sport. It you know, wishy-washy or not, it has a legitimate sport fan base. It would be interesting to see what kind of numbers the UFC could get if they, I mean, listen, we'd all get it, right? Like if they basically put all their content there and we couldn't watch no fights unless we got that, I mean, they would put a gun to a lot of our heads, proverbially speaking, and we would almost, I mean, how many people do you know wouldn't? Like if you could watch one fight without signing up, if they put all their content there, fuck.
Yeah. That would, or you know, well, yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, they kind of have us by the short and curlies. What you gonna do? Watch Bellator? I mean, I suppose some people would, but
no. You see, Dave Morgan says $20, and then Fangs says, to what Fred says about Fight Pass, I feel that it would have to be competitive with WWE and Netflix and Hulu, in my opinion. And I think it wouldn't go higher than $20. Yeah, because is it WWE Network like $12 or something like that? I don't know. I don't know the price.
Yeah, but I mean, you're also getting free content from WWE on, you know, whatever network they're on right now. So you still have free content that you can watch, and you're just watching, like, you know, their big, like, headlining stuff
right
on their what is their network or whatever, you know. And I agree with Dan. I think the problem that you're looking at is I don't think I agree with Fred. I don't think that we understand this bubble that we're in. I mean, you, me, Fred, we're all like, you know, just wild men. We eat this up, you know. I mean, you and I, that's an example. You went from a jiu-jitsu tournament where you got your arm busted straight to Buffalo Wild Wings to watch the fights.
With the
like, how many with the ice still attached to your arm? How many people would do that? Like, not a lot of people, you know, are willing to sacrifice, you know, every Saturday, you know, for weeks at a time, to watch an event, or, you know, an occasional Friday or whatever, you know. They don't watch, you know, FS1 for some weigh-ins, you know, for an hour. Like, we're just crazy people that eat this up, you know. So I think we have to kind of temper our attitude about, like, how much we're willing to pay. Because think about it, if we set ourselves like $30 a month, you know, and they're like, oh, yeah, well, the fans are going to pay $30 a month. We'll just charge them $30 a month. Like, that puts their product, like, out of range of a lot of people that aren't willing to do that.
Good point.
But at the end of the day, I mean, listen, think about it like this. So you're right, though. The WWE does have, like, their little Monday Night Raws or SmackDowns or whatever. So say the UFC does cut, like, some kind of deal with ESPN or something, and they just go off a pay-per-view. They put all their pay-per-views and a few more things on Fight Pass, and they just do, like, $14.99 a month.
I think it's doable.
Listen, I'll tell you right now, mark my fucking words, cocksuckers. That's where we're headed. Yeah. Make no mistake about it. That's what the UFC eventually wants to do. That's the end game, for them to monopolize as much of their shit as they can, which makes this like listen, like the WWE or not, like Vince McMahon or not, that motherfucker is a visionary. And like this whole bro, do you know how fucking big of balls it took for Vince McMahon to say fuck you to pay-per-view after all that time and bet it all on his own company? Dude, like, that's some big boy shit. But I think that's where it's heading, man. That's why you can buy HBO now by itself. You couldn't even get HBO back in the day. You had to get a cable package. Now you can go through some bullshit online and get it for $20, just HBO. Didn't used to be like that, man. Everything is kind of heading that way with the internet. So eventually, I think that's what the UFC is going to do. They're going to try to put most of their content on their own site, charge a premium for it, and be done with it.
Yeah, there you go.
Let let me ask you guys a question though. If you think back a couple months before they fired the head of Fight Pass, wasn't that how it kind of was? It kind of seemed like at the end of this year they were gonna announce that they were moving everything to pay-per-view, in my opinion, because they were getting, EBI, they were getting a bunch of like regional promotions, and they were just really building up a huge library, almost to like say like, look, we're offering you UFC fights, but we're also going to offer you, Invicta, EBI, like kickboxing, like all this other content, and I think it would have been worth it. Yet they fired, I think his name was Eric Winter or something like that.
It is, yeah.
And it's like it stalled out, right? Like it seems like the best thing they had on that, on Fight Pass was, Dana White's Contender Series, which everybody was excited about, getting some awesome fights, for a season, and that seemed to really work really well. Like a season, where you have like some fights, 2 months out of the year, then you take a couple months off, then you come back with something else. I mean, other than that, can you name another program that's on there? That's on Fight Pass?
EBI, Pancreas is on there. Invicta.
Yeah, but I'm saying original content that they put on there.
I mean, yeah, fucking Dana White looking for some shit.
Dana White's looking for some shit. Sounds like DW is going to go cop some fucking crack in Harlem.
Anyway, all right, that's a good point, Jesse. Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Also, WWE might go up from $9.99 because their contract with USA is supposed to be running out. So the stuff could be network only soon. USA kept them from doing it last time because they poured money. Okay, all right, that makes sense.
I'm surprised that USA is still a network.
Me too.
I remember USA from that little prick Gilbert Godfrey.
Oh yeah.
They would do these fucking shows all night.
Don't they have NCIS and shit like that still?
Nah, they do.
That shit.
What's that show, Mr. Robot? And they have a couple other shows that are pretty good. Though I don't know. I don't watch that program either.
All right, let's start wrapping it up here. Real quick, because people have been talking about it for the last few days, and obviously we haven't been on since last Wednesday. Conor McGregor losing his shit, first of all, but now take a picture with some like singer that I've never heard of, and she put on there on a date, and other people are attacking her. That's fucking hilarious. I mean, shit, Jesse. I mean, what the fuck? I mean, come on. Well, how many of us would get away with that shit? Like, what?
You know what though? I think we have to think of like how good Conor McGregor's game is, right? Like he's taking pictures with celebrities. She's actually a pretty big celebrity, and he's getting attention for this. I mean, he's going to some fashion show. He's doing all kinds of things. I mean, he's taking pictures with J-Lo. I mean, this is perfect for a guy that wants to be the center of attention. I mean, Max Holloway did the best performance of his career against Olympian, and then right away Conor was like, "Hey, remember these glasses?" Like, I mean, the guy knows what he's doing when it comes to social media. So I think this is just another step to keep his name in the news cycle, and it worked.
Yeah. No, exactly. And that's what I thought. I thought it was pretty. I mean, I thought it was pretty fucking clear that it was just bullshit. It was a joke.
Listen, this is cute. I like Conor. Everybody knows I'm a self-admitted Conor nut hugger. But here's the deal, man, and here's the reality. I hear all these people talking about Conor co-promoting and being bigger than the sport and shit. Conor has to compete soon, or all this starts to go away. There will be no more. You know who will be taking pictures with J-Lo next year? Max.
Yeah.
Make no mistake about it, man. Conor's cute. He's witty. He's funny. He ain't no fucking comedian. All right? He's not Joe Rogan. He's not. Conor could go start a podcast tomorrow. It'd be popular for about 9 months. And then the numbers would fall. He is popular for being a fantastic fighter. At the end of the day, that's what we like him for. Not for, I mean, yeah, his bravado's cool and all, but if he does not get back in there soon and compete, we will forget about Conor. He will eventually, look, man, it's like movie stars, right? Movie stars are huge while they're making movies. If you don't make no more movies and you dip the fuck off, eventually we forget about you. Where's Alex Roberts?
Hey, yeah.
Fucking Eric Roberts, that prick from fucking those old karate movies.
Yeah.
Brother, he
Yeah.
used to be a star. Not no fucking more, Jack. Wesley Snipes couldn't pick him out of a lineup.
Hey, that's a good point. So, all right, all right, because my voice is like my throat is killing me. I gotta go. So, anything else you guys want to talk about before we head out?
Cub Swanson against T City Ortega this weekend. What you guys got?
Fuck the fight this weekend. Hold up, let me just pull that up real fast because I know we're not gonna do a pre-fight show.
Well, look,
fuck.
Beyond that, too, quickly, quick shout out to Lomachenko and
yeah,
and the one kid is fighting this weekend. That's a really, really good fucking boxing match, man. So Saturday night's gonna be lit for fucking combat sports fans.
Anytime Lomachenko fucking fights, that dude
listen, bro, I don't know a lot about boxing, but I've actually kind of been getting sucked into it lately, man. But my buddies that do know about boxing say that this fucking fight Saturday night, they say top 10 best fights all time.
Oh shit.
Going into it, I mean, that's how much hype there is around this fight. This fight is supposed to be a fucking fantastic fight. So be on the lookout for Lomachenko. I think it's on ESPN after the Heisman, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, they announced the College Awards is the Heisman winner. Gets announced this weekend. It's probably
and then after that, immediately is the Lomachenko fight.
It'll probably be that kid from fucking Oklahoma anyway, so who gives a shit. All right. All right, so this weekend, FS1, the entire thing's FS1, except for the early prelims. We get UFC Fight Night out of Fresno, California. At UFC early prelims are 6:30 p.m. Eastern time, 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. We got Alejandro Perez against Yuri Alcantara, the low-key good fight. Chris Gudensmacher against David Ramos. Antonio Braga Neto against Trevin Giles. On the FS1 prelims at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time, we get the return of Frankie Science against a new guy, Merab Davilishvili. I can't still. Oh, yeah, that guy. Anyway, and then John de Tomas against Alex Perez, who for some reason is a black and white photo. That makes no sense. Then Luke Sanders against Andre Sukhem. I can't say his name, dude. Anyway, and then the main prelim on FS1, Alexis Davis against Liz Carmouche. Haven't seen either one for a while, so that's to be an interesting fight. And the main card on FS1, 10 p.m. Eastern time, 7 p.m. Pacific time, Albert Morales against Benito Lopez, Eric Anders against Marcus Perez, Scott Holtzman against Daryl Orcher. This next one right here is a fight. To me, it's a fire fight, but not a lot of people talking about it. Marlon Moraes against Aljamain Sterling. I think it's a good fight. Co-main event is Jason Knight against Gabriel Benitez. And of course, as Jesse mentioned a second ago, the main event, Cub Swanson against Brian T. City Ortega, who is undefeated. So it's going to be, look, it's free fights. Well, free. As long as you have cable or a way to watch it. But it's a solid card for a nice Saturday night, especially with the Lomachenko fight happening the same night. It'll be a good time. So definitely catch that shit. But Fred, one fight you're looking forward to the most?
Damn, man, I hate to be this guy, but low key the Lomachenko fight.
There you go. There you go.
I'm being honest. I mean, obviously, I want to see what T City does. Yeah. I want to see if Brian Ortega if he can get the win, then he's legit as fuck at 45. So that's a big deal, kind of. And there's a lot of names on the card, but really those are the only two fights that I'm like super, super fucking excited for.
Yeah, Jesse.
I got to go with my boy Marlon Moraes. I mean, he's 1-1 in the UFC, and now's the time, man. Now's the time to really prove that you belong here in the UFC. And it's not an easy fight. It's not a gimme fight, dude. It's a battle. So I'm really, really hoping that Marlon Moraes pulls it through, because I still believe that he's probably, the number 1 and number 2 guy in the world at that weight division. So
I'm gonna go with that same fight as my 1B, and my 1 is gonna be a Lomachenko fight. But as far as the Moraes Aljamain Sterling fight, this is a huge fight. Look, there's a list of people, fighters, men and women, who have this like potential they haven't fulfilled. And Aljamain Sterling, to me, is that one guy who has so much potential. He just hasn't been able to fulfill the goddamn thing. This is his chance. Marlon Moraes has shown that he's for real, in my opinion. And if he's able to beat Marlon, dude, like, sky's the limit for that dude. And same the other way, right? He beats Aljamain. That confirms his spot in the UFC. So we either way, it's gonna be a sick fight. But that Lomachenko fight, I am missing that shit. So
Yeah, that's gonna be good, man. That's gonna be good. The one what's the dude's name he's fighting?
I'm pulling it up right now. Hang on.
Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce
Roberts?
it. Riddigo. It's spelled funny, and I don't know how to fucking pronounce it. But that cat is moving up 2 weight classes.
Yeah, he's
fight. Like, this is a really pretty incredible fight, man. If you're not really a big boxing fan, kind of go do a little bit of back history on this fight. Watch a Lomachenko highlight and get yourself excited for this fight, because this is going to be a fucking fun ass boxing match.
Yeah, and Lomachenko's like 29 years old, so this kid's just getting started.
And I mean, what's great about this fight is they both fight with those fucking kind of Matrix style evasive head movements. So there's going to be lots of fucking just misses and shit like that, man. It's going to be a super fucking fun fight to watch.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, Guillermo the Jacko Rigondeaux. I'm gonna go
Rigondeaux, something like that. Yeah.
17-0, 11 knockouts, taking on Besser Lomachenko, high-tech Lomachenko. The thing is, both guys are like Olympic medalists, right? Aren't they?
Yeah, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Riddigo, the fuck. Yeah. I think that cat is the most decorated amateur boxer of all time.
Honestly, yeah.
Period. Like, I think he was undefeated and he like won 2 or 3 gold medals for Cuba or something, if I'm not mistaken. Like legit, they were saying that this fight could be top 10 fucking all-time boxing matches ever. Now, obviously, we have to watch the fight and see what happens, but like, to my friends that know boxing well, they say that they're way more excited for this fight than they even was for Triple G Canelo. Like, they say this is the real one. Like, this is the big one. So
there you go. All right. Well, what up?
Before we sign off, I just wanted to give a shout out to Gaston Bolanos on the Bellator card. I don't know if you guys saw it, but if you guys did not see it, the nasty elbow he won his fight with looked like he killed his opponent over the tour. And then also a big shout out to that guy that was streaming on Twitch. The whole
this motherfucker
where he pretended to play the UFC game and he was streaming the interview. So big ups to that guy for he's about to get.
Yo, how has nobody fucking thought of doing that ever? No one has thought of doing that. And then, first of all, fuck whoever snitched on him, because now that guy's gonna get fucked. All right. Yeah, the UFC knows about this guy for sure. They're gonna send at least a cease and desist letter or some shit. But regardless, that was fucking genius, dude. Fucking big ups. All right. If nothing else, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you guys tuning in. I apologize. My voice sounds like shit. Hopefully by next week I'll be good. So again, all the Twitters are down here. Kirby's at Kirby_May. I'm at Elo31. Jesse Sport at 1083. Make sure you go get yourself a Represent gear. RepTheWarriors.com. You see behind me right here the new Killer Be Kill poster. I got that shit. Put it up. So it's good shit. RepTheWarriors.com. Go get yourself some gear. And really special shout out and thank you to everyone that sent well wishes and everything for my tournament this last weekend. It was interesting, I'll tell you that much. So I'll talk about it on an episode of like my comedy of errors later on when I'm like depressed enough to talk about it.
The video exists and it's up to Eddie to post it. I sent it to you. I hope you got it. So.
Yeah, I got it. I got it. I just I'm not watching it yet. I'm gonna break it down with my teammates so I can know what I need to work on later on. So, but hey, thanks for and Jesse, thanks for coming out, dude. Appreciate it. That was I met Jesse for the first time in person. That was cool, and his lovely wife, and yeah, it's good times, dude. So, anyway, for myself, Jesse, Fred, shout out to Raider who won the gloves. I'll get your information later. UC, thanks for the. I'm hoping I get better soon too. So thanks for that. My boy Fang came around. Dan from Oregon, always hanging out. Always fighting for the Diaz brothers like myself. So keep it up, Dan. Pierre Rose is on here. A lot of people are on in the comments. I'm really like how the comments are growing. Appreciate you guys like being interactive with us. You guys are the shit for real. The reason we keep doing this shit is because we love the sport and you guys are the shit. So it's awesome. All right, guys. Myself, Fred, Jesse, the whole squad, the whole crew. Y'all have a good night. Enjoy your the rest of your week and good night, Wilshire.